So I've been playing with mice again, and I found a really old Apricot mouse, absolute classic. Obviously a ball mouse, standard, proper retro, very nice. No scroll wheel, none of that nonsense. 2 buttons, so up yours, Mac. But this is old school, and I love it. It's very graunchy. It doesn't feel great. Right click works fine. There you go, see, brilliant. Left click, no. So I've got this on a adapter here. It's actually a dual PS2 keyboard, PS2 mouse to USB. Plug it in, really nice. Windows 11, no problem at all. It's just a shame that the main button doesn't work. So I'm going to take this to pieces, clean it up. It's got some nasty, ugh. I was using it and then I thought, actually, I don't like the look of that. Used it for a bit. Thankfully, I didn't use it much because it was kind of broken. And then I realised just how disgusting it looks. So I'm going to have to sort that out. Although now I'm taking a look at my mouse mat, that looks pretty bad as well. Oh dear. Anyway, so I'm going to have to sort a lot out. But yeah, let's take it to pieces and see what happens. Right, so I've got my little Apricot mouse. I do like Apricot stuff. They're nice. One of those manufacturers that disappeared. Another fruit-based manufacturer that disappeared. Oh well. Still got some Apricot bits and pieces floating around. They did some really good innovative stuff, but I have to say the build quality wasn't great. A bit like sort of the British Leyland of computer manufacturers. Some innovative things, not put together very well. The plastics were really bad, and they had quite a lot of custom proprietary things. Anyway, let's get down to brass tacks. So we know this mouse works. The motion works fine. The right button works fine. Left button, not a clue. And it obviously needs a clean. So yeah, so there's a little bit of dust or something going on there. Not quite sure what that is. Let me put my glasses on and we'll take a closer look and then do a continuity test on that micro switch. Oh, there's lots of bits of fluff, bits of bonus fluff, which is nice. And yeah, it could do with a bit of a clean. That's actually not in bad nick. It's pretty good. Anyway, so let's take the board out. Like with a lot of these mice, the board just pops straight out. There's really nothing to it. So there's the micro switch, and these 2 pins are common together. So that's the pin there. So this is on the right button. We know that one works. So let's get the meter on the case. With the cables that are always tangled, but that's normal. So right then. So if we put this one on here like that, yeah, let's do this one first because we know this one works. It's out of the way so you can see, hopefully see the meter. So we do that. On a reasonable range. Where's the switch? Oh, there it is. Tricky. You see the difference there? That's working. So put it at 200k and that might be a bit better. Wow, I reckon there's 28k of resistance there. Wow, amazing. About 2 mega. There you go. Anyway, whatever, you get the idea. So that one works. This one, not a sausage. So it's not, I don't think it's, oh hang on. Oh, there is something there. It might just be dirty. These are sealed micro switch units. Very difficult to get in there. You can put a screwdriver down there and it will in theory pop open. The problem with that, I've found, if you do that, the little springs fly everywhere and it's a bit of a nightmare. I've noticed that actually this is it the same thing? Yeah, it's the same type of unit, it's just been swapped around for the position. So I reckon let's go with contact cleaner first. We'll let it soak in. Difficulty is knowing whereabouts to squirt it. Now there is a space there. I think that might be, yeah, oh, I think that's just through. I don't think it's, you notice there's like some holes in there. So if we use this resistor just to try and feel around. Yeah, I don't think there's anything. I think it's just a through hole, possibly for mechanical mounting. So that's going to be no use. Okay, well I think we're going to have to just squirt into there and hope that some of it drips down inside. Tell you what I'm going to do though is I'm going to get a piece of paper, because this stuff goes everywhere. So let's give it a squirt. So we need to let that soak in a little bit, and then we'll run some further tests. Hopefully it's just that, in which case it's a case then in which case it is a matter of cleaning. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's some lovely stuff in there. Oh my god, that's awful. So this stuff is really easy to clean. Hot soapy water, no problem. The ball is actually in pretty good nick. All of this, as you can see, there's a spring inside there, but pretty much everything is plastic. There's nothing to worry about. There's a label there, but we can get that and scrub that nice. Actually looks in really good nick. Nothing's broken. A lot of these plastics are they do suffer, but this is ABS plastic. This is alright actually for an Apricot unit. That's alright. What I've got to be careful of is I don't want to scrub too hard, because I'll get the label off and that's just printed on, and I don't want to, you know, that's like, it's a feature. It's a feature. Right, so that may have soaked in enough, so I'm going to give it a bit of action. Okay, let's test it again and see what happens. Presumably I'll be able to find a replacement micro switch, but getting one at exactly the same pattern, that might be tricky. So let's have a look and see whether that's done anything. Make sure the continuity is okay. Yep. Hey. Cool, I think that's done it. Nice. Okay, well, that's hopefully fixed that bit. Now it's a case of just cleaning this up. As I say, hot soapy water, that's probably the best. Don't do anything on these balls. They just need to be brushed a little bit with your fingers. They are tacky, and they should stay tacky. If you start attacking them with detergents and things, they just basically stop working. The grip disappears, and then it can't grip these turny things. Right, so then you're in trouble. Yeah, brilliant. Well, didn't need my soldering iron. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. In some ways I'm a little disappointed, but other ways no, because this thing, as I recall, was about 50p in a bin somewhere, and why not? Nice and shiny. That's lovely. Very nice. Look at that. Ooh, just needs to dry out. Job done. So after a nice thorough clean, it's come up very nicely, I think. I mean, there's some, yeah, you can see some shininess on the plastic there. That's sort of usage wear, but that's fine. Everything else come up really quite nicely. So yeah, a little bit of soap and water, a little bit of elbow grease. You have to be quite gentle with these things. Yeah, very gentle, but seems all right. So let's reassemble it and give it a test. I've also done the classic there of cleaning these rotors. I find the easiest way to do it is get your fingernail in and just rotate it round like that, and you can just pick off any detritus that's floating around on there. So like a lot of mice, it's actually just clipped together, and these standoffs push it down. So there's, in this version, this is a very typical version, you find there are no screws to hold it down. It's just basically a press fit, and the screws hold down the case. And it's levered against some catches that go like that. That's where it can get a little bit fiddly. There we go. So that's clicked in, and like that, and it clicks. What's great about these old mice, these old peripherals in general, is the fact that they are much easier to service. Obviously, the flip side is that devices that don't use a ball with either an infrared or a laser or LED, they don't require any maintenance particularly. They just work. With these ball mice, yeah, okay, you're going to need to do a little bit of maintenance. Well, actually, that's weird. So that is it. Ah, okay. Yeah, let's do that again. So it actually it doesn't travel very far. I was trying to twist it round too much. It just does that. And that's it. Nice. Okay, let's go and test it. Okay, so here we are on the bench. As you can see, I don't have a mouse mat here. I don't need one. So it's actually very forgiving. It's the kind of surface it'll work on as long as it's got grip. Then you got the ball and it'll work. So that's good. So let's plug that in there. These are nice little adapters because you can use a PS2 keyboard as well. What's good compared to other devices, if you're plugging it into a native PS2 port, is the fact that you would have to typically reboot your PC in order for it to work. But with USB, it works straight away, which is very nice. So if we take a look now at the screen, it all works. Fantastic. Actually, it works really nicely. It's pretty smooth. It's a pretty smooth bit of kit. That's very nice. It's a retro feel, and you can feel the resolution is not quite as good as modern mice, but it ain't bad. It ain't bad. It's certainly doable, certainly usable. What I like about it is the fact that if you're into retro stuff, playing retro games, whatever it is, yes, there's no scroll wheel, there's no central button, there's no millions and millions of other buttons and flashing lights and goodness knows what, but that's much more authentic. So for a lot of games, classic Doom, things like that, this is the sort of mouse that you would be using. So it feels good, and it's rescued from the bin, which is great.